The things I love about potatoes is they're so easy, and potatoes are such hardy plants, really. I mean, I've got some shooting potatoes here. They've got little sprouts coming out of them. Or, you know, if you've ever had in your larder, like a potato that's started to sprout, you can use one of those. Even if it hasn't sprouted, you can use one of those. And if it's sprouted too much, you can still plant it. And you know what? If you go to a restaurant and you have a beautiful potato, ask the chef to give you 10 raw ones. Let them seed, plant the old fellas. So I'll do this one here. What I'm going to do is just dig a little hole 6 inches deep and plop my boy in, water it in, cover it up, and that'll grow. And the plant's job is to kind of get out into the light and start doing all its business. But what you can do is, as this little baby grows, you can see every inch there's like these little offshoots here. And they will turn into little strands that have a clutch of beautiful little potatoes coming off of it. If you start piling more and more sort of soil around it, and every time it sticks out, say 6 inches, you cover more mud up, so there's sort of 3 inches exposed, what happens is it has to keep growing up, and more clutches of potatoes comes out. So instead of getting sort of like 20 or 30 potatoes out of, you know, a plant, you can actually get sort of 20 or 30 kilos out of a plant. They call it earthing up, which essentially is kind of like challenging the plant. That's why potatoes are so fantastically popular around the world, because to a square metre, they're incredibly efficient at feeding you with good sort of energy food, you know, so brilliant. But it's funny, as you walk down here, Bri, you kind of go for this green, 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 and then you get these little hints of colour.
Yeah, actually quite fun picking them, because you're going to have to really struggle, lift them up, and you're never quite sure what you're going to find underneath.
Yeah.
That's one of my favourites. That's Matt's Wild Cherry.
Oh, wow.
They just absolutely explode. You know, but that really gives it a kick. It's a real tomato kick, that.
Yeah. And they're tiny, aren't they? Absolutely beautiful little things.
Perfect. That's another of my favourites, Black Crim. It's
I think I had a couple of big ones of those this morning.
It's really dark, really luscious fruit.
Great inside, isn't it?
Yeah, they're just gorgeous when you slice them like that.
Do things eat these much?
They're not too bad. I mean, it's fairly controlled in here. I planted a lot of basil and marigolds, but
so what does that do?
Well, the basil helps repel whitefly, which is one of the main problems on tomatoes. Same with the marigolds. They act as insect repellents.
They just don't like hanging about it too much?
Yeah. It's the aroma that they give off. If you've got a lot of green ones left over, or they fall off, put them on a windowsill, stick a banana next to them, and as the banana ripens, it gives off ethylene gas and speeds up the ripening process. It's a natural gas.
So that's why bananas make your avocados ripen quickly?
Yeah, that's right. You should never store them.
So ethylene?
Ethylene gas, yeah.
Wow.